going on, YouTube? This is your boy Clocky here, and I'm joined by my friend
Grover.
And we're checking out Subterrain. I remember the name of that. I totally remember the name of it. Alright, yeah, man, click that fast button. I don't know what...
Fuck
yeah. We want to go fast on this train.
So it's the bullet train on Mars.
Alright, so what is this game, buddy?
So, essentially this is a top-down survivor game where you kind of have to go and scavenge your way to get materials, medicine, food that's not contaminated, and you also have, you know, basic statistics outside of just stamina and health.
Mars Tomato.
Mars Tomato. Production complete. So right here what we're doing is we're just foraging. I'm foraging for materials in Viking Square. I also want to get a upgraded level 2 software chip so I can produce better weapons.
Oh god, what? Oh man. Kill whatever that is.
The tentacle eye. At least that's what I call it.
It seems like light is a big factor in this game. Like, you've got your flashlight, and it seems like all the areas are not well lit at all.
Yeah, that's a recurring theme in this game overall. I think it adds a lot to the scare factor. You do have you have basic, what do you say, commodities, if you will. So you have a power pack, and you have a oxygen tank and a thermal canister.
Okay.
Because you're on Mars, and essentially a contamination or infection spread throughout the entire colony while you were in prison.
Yeah.
And one day they try to move you, and the doors open, and you...
Oh, God.
You come outside, and it's like this. So everybody's gone. Everybody seems to be dead or turned into these aliens or contaminated.
That man could hawk a serious loogie at you.
Yeah, blue loogie. And so what I was getting at is, you have a flashlight, and light is a huge commodity, as well as where I am currently. It's negative 20 degrees Celsius. Shit. And
that's pretty cold.
Pretty cold.
There's been worse days here, but
yeah,
it's pretty cold.
I don't think so. But the oxygen level is down too. What you can do, you can repair the oxygen filter and the thermal regulator in these buildings, but you have to get to them first, and you have to find the materials to build the replacement parts.
Okay, so right now you're just basically scavenging around these rooms trying to find parts to craft, like craft new weapons.
I want to craft new weapons, as well as
shoot that guy a lot of times.
As well as you also get more bits of the story as you go travel around. You get data chips that have certain intel that will give you more tidbits into the story itself and what was happening and how the infection spread and so forth.
Okay.
And so this is a lot of what the game is exploring into new areas. And what you'll see also are these stats on the left here. So I'm almost out of stamina because I was running the whole time.
Well,
so if I get attacked,
I'll always be running. I mean, especially when there's zombies on the board. Like,
oh yeah.
Why would you want to go slow? Why would you want to go slow?
Oh, you wouldn't, for sure. The one cool thing is you can, I guess, not here, but there are seats, so you can pop a squat and take a small rest to recharge it faster.
Well, if there's seats, I mean, do they have beds? Do they have... Can you poop in this game? Are there toilets?
Actually, so here's a couch. No, sorry, that was not a couch. That was a drawer. Here's a couch.
I get those confused all the time. So.
Yeah. So I just recharged all my stamina because I was taking a quick seat. And now, if I were to drink anything, I would have to go to the bathroom. Usually pee right away.
Why do you have to go to the bathroom to pee? Can you just pee anywhere?
You have to kind of wait until your body needs to. I think there's a timing system involved, so it's not like you can drink some water and then immediately you can go to a toilet and, you know, empty your bowels and whatnot. They want to make it more of a time-sensitive thing that slowly starts weakening you. So if the further I get in here and the more dangerous parts I get, the more I run out of all of my necessities, the commodities. So these are going to slowly go down over time. I'm going to start to get more and more fatigue. I'll get hungrier and thirstier, and as those build, I start to lose certain aspects of speed or agility, strength, and whatnot. So that's a bit about pretty much the killing and harvesting side of it. I'll go, while we go, and I'll show you a bit about the building mechanics.
Okay.
And the research mechanics involved with this
So
game.
you got some supplies while you're out here. You got enough to... What do you want to craft? What do you think you're going to craft?
I think I'm going to try to craft a couple other weapons, and then we can go through and I can show you a bit more of what the weapons are all about.
Alright, and what weapon were you using for this part here?
This was the SMG.
Okay.
All around, it's one of my
always
fastest.
go fast.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you want to go normal speed?
I don't know about that, to be honest with you.
Why don't they just have a button that says go faster, and then you can keep clicking it to go as fast as you want?
Or even instant. I think time is a factor here, because, the one thing is as the days go by, the monsters get stronger, so it does scale. Which is also an interesting thing. So the longer you take to get out of Mars, the harder it will be.
Okay.
There are a lot of cool aspects of this game that kind of put a time crunch on, while keeping it very creepy. You kind of can hear the music in the background. It's like the dun dun dun. It's like The Thing, If you've ever seen that movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so I got only one random piece of miscellaneous garbage, if you will.
VR headset? That sounds pretty sweet. I don't quantify that as garbage.
Well, in this game it is garbage. You can't utilize it anyway.
All
and
right.
so I can recycle it for those materials, and these materials I can go over.
So what did it give you just there? Like power cells?
It just gave me different materials like fibers and composite materials in order to use the 3D printer here.
Alright.
And what I can do here with the 3D printer is make all of these weapons. As you can see, the lower left, it'll show you what is required to make this. And you have all of these... you begin the game with nothing researched.
Yeah.
So you only can use the items you have to research them in order to gain the next tier. So I had a pistol to start. I had to sacrifice my one and only pistol to research it because you can't get it back. And then I would be able to then build the pistol and then the pistol class 2, etc. for the rest of these.
So more damage, faster reload times, that sort of thing.
Correct. And higher critical rates.
Okay.
And so right now I don't have any other weapons on me right now. So I'm going to make a pistol and a shotgun to give you a little bit more information.
Oh man, that thing is freaking out down there.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like the base has a mouth going.
It's like, yeah. And so I'll show you the research facilities and what I mean by having to research any object, whether it's biomaterial or a physical material that's non-biological.
For being the only guy on this Mars base, you've got a pretty sick setup here. It seems like you got a big base all to yourself.
I know, we're in the... You end up, after you escape the prison area, you end up in command control. Or command center. Central control, sorry.
Okay.
And it is set up. It's pretty much your base point to then go and get everything else taken care of.
And well, is this the place in the center of the map too? So it's like just a jumping off point from here to anywhere you want
Correct.
to go?
Correct. So here are the research areas. I'm already currently researching something, so I went to a different area similar to the one we were at before and acquired this chip. And I had to go through 5 levels of the dungeon-esque exploration in order to find it. And it was in a crate on the top floor on like a random corner room. So that kind of shows you the difficulty of finding these if you don't use any cheats.
So they're few and far between, basically.
Correct. There's only enough of these upgrades for these tools, so you use them. Essentially, this is telling you right now. They have the user guide that tooltips come up.
How do you use the keyboard and mouse?
So the WASD, pretty much.
Okay.
And they have some hotkeys and space.
Oh man, I thought it was going to tell you, like, this is a mouse.
Yeah, go into like the basics.
Connected to your computer.
No, it's pretty... This is useful. Oh, look, body condition. These are what they all mean.
Need to dump.
Need to dump.
That's a pretty good description. It's just a picture of a toilet. Okay.
And it says need to piss. Body heat trouble. Lack of oxygen.
So, are these all the ways that you can die, essentially, then?
I believe so. I've never gotten high enough in any of these to actually warrant death, I believe. But I think it is definitely possible. Lack of oxygen would kill you, and thirst and hunger definitely would. I'm not sure about these. I bet you they start hindering you, so maybe you can't sprint anymore if you let this need to dump increase to like critical need to dump or need to like
I mean, you're not
plasma
sprinting
dump.
anywhere if you need to dump that bad.
Yeah.
Or if you need to piss.
And
Oxygen, I don't know. You probably still sprint, but you probably just keel over and die.
Yeah. And so these are things that I can research that are essentially considered biomaterial. I've already researched these, so I don't know what the point of researching them again would be. But if I were to just click on this, it would start researching it. I'd loot this item, but then I'd be able to create it in the engineering bay.
Okay, so the main, like, hook of what you're doing, or not hook, but basically the gameplay loop that you fall into is you go out somewhere, you get items, you kill some zombies, and then when you feel like you've cleaned out the area or like you just can't take any more in that area, you come back to base, you craft this stuff, and then you rinse repeat.
Correct. And you know, I have a high level of fatigue and thirst, so I have a backpack over here that has 3 hotkeys, and so I am going to. I have the energy drink here, which actually just satisfies thirst. You'd think it wouldn't, but it does. And so I'll press that, and you'll see a little tooltip come up here, and then you got thirst is decreasing.
Okay.
And soon afterwards, I'll usually have to go take a piss. That alert will come in, and then you can go to the bathroom in places like this. So I already needed to.
Uh-oh, censored.
But yeah,
Borrowed
I
from
know
The
they
Sims
blurred
there.
it. They blurred it. Yeah. And I'm very tired here, so I don't know what it is. What happens to you if you become critical? You know, I could research that online. I never usually let it get to that bad, but then I can rest while these things get researched and time passes by.
All right.
So,
I feel like that's a good slice of gameplay here. I think we can call it there.
sounds good.
So this is Contagion. It's on Steam, or sorry, Subterrain, not Contagion.